Got 5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
Well, it's that time of year. Almost, not really. It's kind of more Halloween time of year, but I don't really uh like celebrate Halloween. It's not really a thing in this country. It kind of feels like more. It's like an American kind of thing they kind of do over there. Here, at most, maybe there'll be like if you're between the ages, maybe you'll go to like a Halloween party or something. I'm not really a party goer, but I know people do that, occasionally. So maybe you'll do something like that, but people don't decorate the house. People don't really trick or treat. People don't really. It's not really a thing. Halloween. I would bin it if I could. I mean, not actually. No, I wouldn't. I don't want to try and ruin people's fun. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I'm not going to bin it just out of like. I'm not. That's like Scrooge behavior. Like I gain nothing, almost nothing from doing that. Genuine. Like, what do I gain? What do I get? There's probably actually slightly better deals on like sweet treats probably around Halloween. So if anything, I'm cutting off my nose by my own face. Whatever the phrase is, right? So no, I'm not just going to get rid of it just for like just to see people. You know what I mean? That would be insane. But what I will say is if I had to get rid of a holiday, and ignoring like the ones that aren't really real, like best friend day and all that bullshit, right? Second cousin day, um, out of like Christmas, that would count. Um, I would say Easter would count. I would say I'm not off my head on coke. I did that intentionally with my jaw. Um, Christmas, Easter. Let's say Valentine's Day. Let's say Halloween. Let's say they don't have. I only learned this the other day. They don't have What's it called? Remember the 5th of November. Bonfire. No, bonfire night. Um, in other countries. Well, in America, I don't think. Of course they don't actually. This is one of those things. It's actually very obvious on the nose. Of course they don't have it. It's like bonfire night is just a day where people let off fireworks. And now I'm thinking about why they do that. Of course they don't do it. It's because some guy. Here's a lesson. If you're American, sit down, grab some popcorn. This will be fun. This will only take about 10 seconds. If you're English, I'm so sorry. You had to hear this story. I know for a fact because I remember throughout primary school, like the retelling of this story every year almost, and no one cares throughout primary school, maybe even secondary school. I don't remember. Um, but basically, there was some geezer called Guy. I know that's crazy. If anything, it sounds like an American story at the moment. A guy called Guy. Hey, Guy. Hey, pal. Sounds like from Chicago. No, Guy. He was some guy called Guy. Guy Fawkes. Spell Fawkes. These are unimportant bits of information that I add to stories that I just don't need to add. Yeah, he was some guy called Guy Fawkes, and he was like, I don't really remember. He had like a bit of a like, he had a bit of a Pinocchio, not Pinocchio. Is it no? What's the guy? Not Rapunzel. What's the little freak who pricks his finger or he gets the guy to the villain in Shrek? Uh, Actually, no, he had a bit of a Lord Farquaad, actually. A little bit of a Lord Farquaad sort of look about him. Um, he hated the government kind of thing. He kind of had a problem with the people of that be. I don't really know what that problem was, right? And basically, his plan was like go under the House of the Parliament, which is basically Big Ben and the building that's connected. Go down under there, set off some bombs, and just blow it up. He was like terrorists before they were cool, and he was doing it all on his own. I work alone type vibes. I work alone. So he was trying to do that. He didn't even do it. He failed. This is so weird. A guy called Guy goes under the House of Parliament, says, I'ma blow it up, puts a bunch of bombs under there, gets caught, doesn't even blow it up, and we're like, you know what? From now, forever on, we're gonna celebrate. From now, forever on, we're gonna celebrate the failed attempt to blow up House of the Parliament. Why? That's so That's like random man tries to commit random crime. We call him. Let's celebrate this now forever by setting off small bombs in our back gardens, and people just set off fireworks in their back garden for no reason, or they go to the park and they'll put on fireworks shows and stuff. And people don't really do this, but this is kind of like some people do. Although there'll probably be people like the old-fashioned traditions, right? Will make a huge mound of like logs. Like think of like a campfire when it's like logs in a triangle sort of cone shape, right? But big. Like I'm talking about when you see them sometimes they're like taller than human height, Like let's say like 3 meters, 3 4 meters tall, right? mound of shit, and they'll just chuck shit in there. A bonfire. That's, bonfire night. It wouldn't just be fireworks. It'll be a bonfire, and people will bring, right? Bring like mannequin bodies that they've made that are Guy Fawkes the guy, right? And chuck them onto the fire. That's crazy. Like, people, like, okay, I get it. He tried to do a crime. Like, he tried to. People maybe would have died. I think he went there at night. I don't know if anyone was even in the building. Maybe there would have been some casualties though, including himself. We didn't get out in time, right? But like, he was trying to. He was going to do like a bad thing. But considering we don't have like an equivalent holiday for people who failed at their mission, aka Hitler, where we make a huge amount of fire and chuck like mannequins we've made of Hitler into it on a specific day when we won the war or something. Not saying that I want us to be doing that. I'd also think that's kind of weird, and like let's kind of stop hanging on to this now, and kind of like it's kind of the fact that we're not doing it though for that guy, but we are doing it for Guy Fawkes is like it just feels so personal. But But it's not personal to any of us. It feels like one guy's beef. One guy had beef with Guy Fawkes back in the 18th century, whenever this happened, and he's now made this like everyone's beef. Like, he's like, nah, we're gonna do this, and everyone's like, right, sure, and he's like, no, it's a rule. You know what? It's a national holiday. We're all gonna do it, and it's like, okay, I guess we're all doing it now. It's just like I've never I never thought about bonfire night in so much detail, and that's the beauty of something like this. The mindless chatter where you just get to learn together. And what's better than learning and learning together, Although technically I'm learning on my own, and I'm in the past for you, but the future for... No, I'm just in the past, right? I don't know. But I think there is no way in which I'm in the future. I'm only in the past, but, in a way, I'm your present right now as you hear this, so you're learning together with me. I'm learning on my own. This is really one-way transaction. I'm getting actually the short end of this stick. But yeah, no. Why the fuck am I talking about Guy Fawkes? I don't know. Oh yeah, getting rid of holidays and shit. Yeah, I'd get rid of Halloween. Fuck it, it's shite. Why was I talking about Halloween? Because I wanted to basically say New Year's resolutions. I can tangent like crazy. New Year's resolutions would usually happen towards the end of this year, where people would tend to try and make things like, I want to better myself. I want to drink less. Notice how I said drink less. We'll come back to that. I want to drink less. I want to get in the gym. I want to drink more water. I want to save the children. I don't know. But let's go back to drink less. Complete opposite. Flip, turn, reverse it. John May, which, very neutral, sort of almost just very, AI generated name. But John May, English, you could have guessed that right by the name. Get to the point. Basically set himself a challenge of 2,000 pints in 200 days. And about a few days ago, he succeeded in doing that. And he's alive, and he's like he's in like a good place. And he's been like updating it on TikTok, like, hello guys. And he actually seems quite Sheldon Cooper, like, let's say, very analytical. Like, he's got this all down statistically in like an Excel spreadsheet, which is almost to me more impressive than being able to, like, 2,000 pints in 10 days. I don't know the maths on that. That's what, 10 pints a day, right? Please be right for 200 days. And I don't drinks, but I'm guessing that's difficult, judging by the reactions, right? And everyone's like, oh, that's crazy to go out and do that every night. What an absolute lad, right? By the way, this guy is very nerdy looking, so it's kind of, it's very juxtaposing. He's not actually this sort of big, sort of twat looking guy. He's actually this sort of nerd looking Peter Parker kind of guy. And yeah, like, he's been like documenting it all, saying like, I spent this many pounds in this many weeks, and this is that means that's that many pounds per this, and this many pounds per that, decimal points, and this and that. And I'm almost more impressed by that. You've been drinking 10 pints every day for 200 days, and you've been getting up in the morning, you're not being hungover. and you've been like sitting in front of your computer, like putting in the calculations the next morning and stuff, and making TikToks about it and documenting the whole thing, that's almost more impressive than just the actual drinking to me. And also he's done it relatively. He's not pissing in a bag yet, and he's not hospitalized. He seems fairly fine. Like, look, let's be real. He's probably shaved a good 5-10 years of his life, but he got a rival TikTok, so it's probably worth it. And he's probably fine. But you know, I only saw people talk about it as he got to about day 198, day 199, like the last 3-4 days. Like he was this close to doing all of that and no one giving a fuck. Like I think some people were doing the TikToks, but I mean getting like notice on the wider scale where like the big Instagram accounts he's like post news, like get in contact with you like, hey, can we like post your story and tag you, and like seeing it on Twitter and stuff like that. Like he was like 3 days off, no one caring, and just basically did it as like your own little achievement. You're like amongst your friends, like they know you did it, but no one else really cares. But no, he got his recognition for it, and you know what, I'm happy for him, because I mean I don't know what he's like actually. Maybe he would be doing that anyway, and he's just like he's got a crippling alcohol addiction and he needs serious help. And actually he's been drinking 10 pints a day for the last 7 years, and he's just decided to say for the next 200 days I want to do this, so it looks like a challenge when really it's just so he can have his addiction out in the open and people can, he doesn't got to hide it. I don't know, to be honest. It's not my job to care, although I do care because I don't care. Well, I do care. Hope you're well, John. Hope your drink intake's coming right down. Good on you, man. Keep up the good work. What do you say to someone after they do something like that? I just officially completed 2,000 pints in 200 days. It's like, wow, well done, man. I mean, like, it's only up from here. Like, I don't know what to say. Are you going to try and better that? Was this for a world record? I don't even know if this was a world record. He was just like, excuse to drink. I don't know. Maybe he's going through something. Everyone grieves in different ways. I don't know. Breakups can be hard. I don't know what the dealio is, guys. I don't know. No one's talking about this stuff. No one's talking about this stuff. Okay. What else was there to mention? A couple things. I'll save it for the next one. That's right. We spread these out like we are stingy with these. We spread out topics over eps and eps and eps because I'm stingy. And there's only so many things you can talk about in the world. And you know what, John? If anything at all, I just want to say thank you because you're giving me something to talk about right now. So you're, in my eyes, you're a hero. You're a legend. I don't know you personally. You might have demons in your closet and skeletons in your closet. Demons would be either one. Demons or skeletons in your closet would arguably be. I mean, if you've got skeletons in your closet, you're probably going to prison. I'm not saying you put them there. If you've got demons in your closet, that's just something we need to take to them. That's like a higher power type thing. Anyway, that's all. This is 262, I think. And you know what comes after that, 263.
With the kids, and I've got 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.